All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to replace the mirror on a 2013 Ford Mustang. But this is probably on any Ford, just about any Ford that's, between the, let's say, 2010 to maybe 2015, something like that. Essentially, the reason I'm doing this is because when I put the car in reverse, I get this for my backup screen. Absolutely nothing. So I determined that it is just it is the display. It's not the actual camera. I plugged it into a laptop and it worked. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to turn the car off and I'm gonna show you guys why these are such a big pain in the A to take off, and I'll show you the tool. That's essentially how I do it. So let's move over to the passenger seat. It's gonna be a little bit easier to work on this. All right, so this is the new used mirror, but it's gonna be really good for me to show you. Essentially, when this is up on the dashboard, right, it's mounted like this with the mounting bracket like this. Now, let's pull this off so I could show you. In order to slide this off and disconnect it from this bracket, and the reason it's so hard is you need to depress this. This has to be depressed down so that your mirror can slide up and off, which I'll show you as sliding this way. Why is this such a big pain for most people? Well, take a look. I'm going to push this down with my thumb. I am pushing to the point where my finger hurts. And you can see this thing is not moving. Not moving at all. So even with my finger, I can't depress this enough to get this off. Which is why I don't recommend when people say, wedge a tool in between, pry, push, any of that. Like, to me, that doesn't really work. So what I actually did was I got this tool. Someone recommended something different on Facebook, which probably would work better, but it's essentially something like this, where it's like a pair of pliers, but your jaw essentially has a bend to it, which allows you to bend up and behind here without actually touching the windshield. So the only thing I don't like is if you do this, it may scratch the mirror mount a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, probably not, but honestly, it's used. The mirror I got has plenty of other damage that is apparent, so we're not going to worry about the scratches. So I didn't bring my mount in here, so this might be a little bit tough. I'm going to try to situate you guys in such a way that you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, but it might take a little bit of time for me to get the phone situated in a way where it's not going to fall. Okay, so let's give this a try. So we're going to use this, and just as if this was on the windshield, we would grab like this, and you can see my tool is gripping here, and I'll try to turn this in a way where you guys can see, which is not dropping it. Let's try this again. So put it on here, and let's see if I can demonstrate this. So there you go. Let's take a look one more time. See, it depressed enough. So I'm going to try. Now look, if I turn this around, I am leaving teeth marks in here. But we don't really have a choice. And it's going to look even worse on the one I pull off because it's a little bit more of a struggle. But let's try this out. So I depress this, and then the thing is, this is actually even hard because there's no real way for me to do this. Should have brought my hammer. Thing is, I can't knock this out. All right, I'm going to pause you guys for a second. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I got a nice big flathead screwdriver, which is what I'm going to try to essentially give it a little bit of push as I'm holding this clip down. So let's give this a shot. Ooh, I'm chewing this up, not good. There's a reason, guys, why when people take these off of the cars, the mount typically comes with the mirror, because these are very difficult to get off. So we're going to give this a try. I don't know how I'm going to do this with 2 arms, but I feel like I need a third. So I'm going to put this here and hopefully not break the mirror. See if I got anywhere. Little bit. Ooh. Alright guys, I'm going to pause here and just understand it's going to take a lot of muscle and a lot of finagling to get this out. I wish I hadn't paused, because 3 seconds later I got it out. So the hard part, guys, is honestly just getting it over these 2 little nubs here. It's hard to see here, but you can see there's 2 little nubs. You have to push it down past how low that is, and then this comes out. So, you know, it was essentially in like this. That's the hard part. Now, the reason it's a little bit easier on the window is going to be because we don't need to hold it steady. It's going to just be hard for me because I'm going to be trying to hold the camera steady here. But let's see if I can put the camera in such a way that you guys can see. So I am going to slip this under without, you know, I'm going to try my hardest not to touch the windshield. Then I'm going to grip it. I'm gripping it now. Nice and tight. And then there you go. So you can see here, it started sliding up, off, off, off. Guys, that is what I found is the safest way, but not safe for your mirror. There's the grip where I gripped it. See, it's a lot of damage. Take a look at the one I was working on, trying to get it on, trying to get the piece off. That's a lot of damage. It's not what you really want, but there's not much of a choice. Now, the beautiful part, we put this up here, and then just make sure you're all the way in. there you go. It's in. We'll point our mirror up, plug this sucker in, and now I'm going to take you guys around and we're going to test it out. Here's our mirror. Adjust that so it's where I want to see it. Now, that's really loose. I don't like that, so I'm probably going to have to adjust this. What I found is that if I put like a rubber stop or something in the back, it will hold it steady. But that usually, that wobbliness, it could be one of two things. One, your mount on the window is getting loose, or two, the clips on the side. These two clips on the sides, one here and one here, are loose, and they have to be bent back in order to get a tighter grip. But we will work on that later. Let's just give this a test. Turn the car on. Okay, my door is open, but now we give this a little reverse. And there we go. You weren't here for the camera, but you got to see it. But essentially, that, guys, is how you go about removing the mirror. It's this tool. I'm going to put it in the description. I may even try to put up the one that the other guy used. It's probably a little bit better, but it will be less damaging on the mirror. But the other tool comes in a set of 3. You cannot buy it separately, and it's $200. This, I think, was like $17 on Amazon. It's not that great of a quality, but you guys saw if you use it well, you're not going to smash your windshield, which is what made me nervous all along. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.